Happy Monday, Nerd Flickers! I don't really know what to do with today's video, so I'm just going to talk about the most recent books that I've read. In the past few days, I've read about 3 books, and I guess I'll discuss them in order that I like them from least to best. So the book that I liked the least out of the 3 that I read was Alison, Hewitt is Trapped. It's a YA zombie book, which kind of intrigued me because most of the zombie books that I've read are all adult fiction, not YA. It was a little too cutesy for me, but it was still a good book. The reason why I chose to read it was because I thought it was an interesting premise that the main girl, Alison Hewitt, basically it's a retelling of her story during the invasion, and it's told through blog posts. And this is sometimes I find that there are little things about a book that really draw me into wanting to read them, and that one thing that drew me into wanting to read it ends up being the one thing that I really don't like about the book. And this is a case of when that happened, because it just seemed really unbelievable that through an entire zombie apocalypse, uprising, invasion, whatever you want to call it, she was always able to charge her laptop and find the wireless connection. Now, granted, these things are mentioned in the book. Oh, she was lucky to be able to do it, but it wasn't believable. Another thing that I kind of didn't like about it is how they tie in, because it's YA, they have to have some sort of romance story involved in it. And it's just like, really? Make it a good, chilling zombie tale, not a cutesy zombie love story. Anyway, overall, I gave it 3 stars because it was still pretty well written, and it was enjoyable. It was a quick read. It wasn't anything that, like, I'm probably never going to read it again, but it wasn't bad. Then the next book that I read that I liked a lot was Hold Me Closer, the Tiny Cooper story, which most of you guys should be familiar with the character Tiny Cooper because he was Will Grayson's best friend in Will Grayson. And when I found out that David Levithan was writing this book, which is the play that Tiny performs in Will Grayson, I was really excited because at first, Tiny Cooper kind of bothered me, like he was an annoying character, but then, like, I grew to love him, and I really wanted to read this. So this one is a really fast read. The book is laid out exactly like a play, and it tells you the cast, the story, there's the stage directions, everything. So it is laid out exactly like you're reading a play. And I swear to God, I really want someone to take this play and to perform it, and I will watch it because it is hilarious. That one I believe I think I gave this 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. It was funny. I mean, it's not the greatest book ever, but it's a decent book. Now, the book that I liked the best out of all of these is by one of my favorite YA authors, Reality Boy by A.S. King. I really, really, really love A.S. King. Like, every book that I read by her is 5 stars. She's an amazing writer, and it's like she puts a fresh spin on everything that I've ever read from her. This book I actually found really interesting when I read the blurb about it because it basically is very contemporary with our times, and when you look at, like, the TV, how many TV programs are actual written programs versus quote-unquote reality TV. And the boy in this made a reality TV appearance when he was a really little kid, and the whole point of this book is how it's haunted him and formed him into the person that he is, and just how everyone sees him as this character. When he was 5 years old, he was never able to become anything more than that. And it was a really good book. I really recommend any A.S. King book. But for right now, that's really all I've got, because I have done so much slacking on reading that I've been trying to catch up, because I'm very behind in my Goodreads goal for my reading like 150 something books this year. So I gotta get to it. That's all I've got for you guys now, and I will talk to you guys later. DFTBA.